This is the live market open wrap of Monday, October 26th. We have a fresh beginning after dollar reigned strong on Friday. We had recent developments were, of course, Draghi, which still has a big impact on the markets. The euro crashed because of big, thick hints about action in December. We had, following that, on Friday, we had a Chinese rate cut, which was at first seen as stimulus, good for the Aussie, but then devastating because the world is in trouble. Everybody went to the safe haven of the dollar. Even the yen lost ground because after Europe and China, many are expecting the Bank of Japan to ease on Friday. Okay, so we've seen these kind of moves on charts. Euro dollar crashing, found support at 110 late on Friday, dipped a bit below but above it. We're expecting today the IFO figure in just a few minutes to determine the next move of the euro. For the short-term move, of course, 110.50, 111, 111.40 are above, 110, 109.50 are below. Later, of course, the dollar strengthened against other currencies. To see the next direction of the dollar, we have U.S. new home sales at 2 GMT. Okay, there we're expecting to see stable, solid growth, and this should support the U.S. dollar. Later, we have also New Zealand trade balance for those of you trading the Kiwi. Looking at the charts, pound dollar got carried away and dropped a bit against the US dollar, but of course it's much stronger against the euro. Tomorrow we have UK GDP, and that could that could perhaps strengthen the US dollar. Dollar yen went all the way above the highs of 120, 120 and almost reached 120, 150, but now it's falling back down on the weakening of the US dollar at the beginning of this week. And we may see it continue. Let's see, I believe we might see it hug 120, but all eyes are, of course, on the Bank of Japan. If they act, weaker yen. If they don't, stronger yen. Dollar CAD, an eventful week last week in Canada. Elections, rate decision by the Bank of Canada, and lower oil prices. All in all, a weaker Canadian dollar, rising dollar CAD rising from the lows. 132.20 is the level to watch on the upside. Okay, Kiwi dollar holding on quite well despite the falling milk prices. 67.40 is support, 69 is resistance, 67 is another level of support. Aussie dollar still struggling around the 62.80 line, a bit below. Now it's a bit higher thanks to a weaker dollar, but the Chinese stimulus is a double-edged sword. It also reflects some kind of panic in markets, panic in the Chinese authorities, maybe not panic, but worries that they need more stimulus to keep the economy running fast. Okay, and this is of course a very important week. We have tomorrow UK GDP, durables goods orders for the Fed. It's important. Consumer confidence, which may be overlooked because of retail sales. And then on Wednesday, the next move for Australia depends on quarterly CPI and, of course, the Fed decision, all important. I think we won't see anything big in terms of hints about December, but we may have a hint about GDP, which comes in on Thursday, and where we could see perhaps a weakening of the U.S. economy. On Friday, Japanese decision, talked about that many times, with inflation, and we'll see how deep the deflation here is in the Eurozone, and the Canadian GDP to close the week. Quite a busy week at the end of the month as well, and towards next week's NFP, but this week is busy enough with, at least in the United States, GDP and Fed decision and decisions from Japan and from New Zealand. So I believe that today we're seeing some kind of correction in the US dollar. The big question is, will this correction continue or not? Or will the dollar continue higher?